Hey there, guys, gals, and ghouls. My name is Cryptid Sangrose, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Meet Cryptid, an energetic horror fanatic who's obsessed with the spooky and urban, and wants to teach her audience how to arm themselves and herself against the dark forces of her world. Cryptid's the youngest of a grand family called Sangrose, and was born and raised in their remote woodland home, with a retired scientist for a mother and a worldly explorer as her father. Cryptid's gained a lot of knowledge, but lacks the social skills. Cryptid became a streamer to fix that, mimicking the shows she'd seen on TV. While her antics and responses are more exaggerated than normal, she has a good heart and does her best to make her audience happy. Cryptid loves to put on interactive shows, drifting outside of gaming content to teach her audience about the monsters in her world, have them be her wingman for a date, and introduce them to her family and friends. What we do know about Cryptid is very strange. Even though she looks like just an eccentric, shut-in woman, she's talked about her family like they were much more than human.
I thought I was ordinary. At least, I felt ordinary compared to the rest of my family. By the time I'd hit my teen years, my siblings had hit their centuries. There was always a worldly presence around them, the undeniable aura of wary knowledge. Their eyes, their gaze, the way they spoke and laid, balanced between being exhausted and being content. I always felt like I was walking among gods growing up. It was hard to believe I was related to them.
Cryptid's always expressed feeling like the outcast of her family, something she escapes in her streams. Cryptid's also expressed a distinct closeness to her mother out of everyone else.
Out of the family, I was closest to Mom. We both held an insatiable hunger for knowledge. It was the one thing we could chase together, regardless of the years and experience between us. She held beauty between the lines of her books, between the gray strands in her hair, and between the conversations we had. With her, I felt more than equal. I felt understood. I felt welcomed. I felt safe.
Something ruined this closeness to her mom. Cryptid's never been clear about it, only giving us hints on whatever she saw.
Trauma flowers at the most inconvenient of times. I couldn't comprehend the things I saw, the things I heard, the things I'd seen. Mother didn't feel close anymore. She felt far, far away, far behind scales and teeth and eyes and sounds that shouldn't exist.
Whatever it was, it made Cryptid's own inhuman features show. As much as Cryptid repeated,
I thought I was ordinary.
it became very obvious she wasn't when she met Animal.
What my father explained to me made no sense. I looked nothing like them, never did anything like them, never showed signs of anything special like them. Tendrils that slithered across my arms didn't feel like they were mine. But at the same time, it felt like an old friend. They called themselves Animal. They called themselves part of me. I didn't understand.
The closest we have gotten to what happened is a spooky story that Cryptid shared during VTuber summer camp, where she told a story about going into town for the first time and being chased by a woman with limbs longer than they should have been. This woman kept referring to her by her last name and chased her back home. It's safe to say that Cryptid's mother got involved, at the cost of Cryptid's sheltered mind getting a reality check. It turns out this woman isn't the only thing that's looking for a Sangrose.
We weren't cursed as much as it looked like it. Our family just had a past that refused to stay in the past. People who refused to move on. Creatures who refused to stop hunting. Powers who refused to stop calling. My family was so tired. I understood it wasn't by age. No, it was by the past. Centuries of turmoil that you weren't allowed to leave wears on you. They had so much. They had too much. Too much to lose, too much to risk, too much to wager. I had none of those yet. I had an opportunity. An opportunity I was oh so eager to take.
Cryptid loves her family. She loves them enough to face the skeletons they've left in the closet. It's hard to tell how dangerous this path will be for Cryptid, but she intends on teaching her audience everything she knows and learns, and they'll be there to root for her every step of the way. After all, who doesn't love the horror protagonist with a bat and a hard head?
Oh